Hi everyone, Greg Wondra, younger brother of Building Boys founder Jennifer Fink here on Building Boys. Again, I work as a video game designer for Nickelodeon Games, and the topic I want to talk about today is how much is reasonable for your children to be playing video games, and also video game violence. That's a topic that a lot of parents come talk to me about, and just wanted to share my thoughts on that as well. For starters, I want to talk about what's a healthy amount of time that your children should spend playing video games. That differs greatly from family to family, child to child. I've been guilty of having days myself, especially my younger days, where I would play all day, 8, 9 hours, as crazy as that may sound. I don't advocate that at all. I would personally recommend that anywhere between 2 hours and down from there is probably deemed a healthy amount per day. Anything beyond that starts to get a little obsessive, but a lot of that has to do with what the child may have going on in their life at that time. If it's a summer vacation, maybe it's okay for a little bit more time. If they're neglecting their homework, maybe it's not okay. In general, though, just as a ballpark figure, though, I would say anything up to 2 hours a day is deemed relatively healthy. I'm huge into fitness as well as video games, as weird as that may sound. Definitely make sure your kids are getting outside and getting some exercise. Very important. There are many people that work in this industry that are very introverted people, and a lot of that stems from their time as children playing video games, isolated, alone, for long stretches of time. It is not uncommon to find these people that I work with on a day-to-day basis that are a little socially awkward because they have been locked away in their rooms and they just play video games all day. These people are harder to deal with on a day-to-day basis, but it is not uncommon at all within the industry, the video game industry, to find people that have played so much video games that they're just socially awkward people. So again, keep it to a reasonable amount and make sure they're not neglecting other aspects of their life. Now, it's not entirely bad that children are playing video games at all. In fact, a lot of people nowadays find friends and create new friendships through playing games, especially with online games becoming as popular and prevalent as they've become. A lot of times people will meet other people in these virtual worlds, and they'll create friendships through that world, and eventually they'll become friends in real life. So a lot of positive gains that can be made on the social front with video games as well. The next thing I want to talk about is just video game violence. Video game violence always seems to come up whenever there is a huge tragedy, whether it be a school shooting or some other really unfortunate incident involving guns, that, well, video games must have somehow influenced this person to do that. You have heard stories about the whole Columbine incident, that the people that were responsible for that were known to be popular players of the game Doom, which is a first-person shooter game where you go around shooting baddies. And I don't think violence in video games itself is responsible for these behaviors in these individuals. I think a lot of this stems from just personal problems in general. I don't necessarily think it comes from video games. But that said, I do think this is a topic you need to broach with your children and let them know that, hey, this is a virtual world versus this is the real world. This is what's okay in this virtual world. This is not acceptable, not okay in the real world. And I know that sounds simple and stupid, but a lot of people just kind of get these concepts confused, and they think one behavior in one realm, the video game realm, is acceptable in another realm. So it's important to just talk to your children about that in general. I have personally worked on a violent video game before, and I can tell you I did feel a little conflicted about that, thinking that, well, what if someone plays this game and they think some of these behaviors are acceptable? You just gotta hope that's not the case, and that the parents do just a good job bringing up their children and letting them know the difference between reality and virtual worlds. But in general, it's not all bad. Just make sure you talk to them about it. That's all for now. Next video, I want to talk about skills used in the video game world and how to lead your children down that path. All right, for now, bye-bye.